Hey, hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's Warn East. We're here in the 12th of April, and yeah, we're getting into the second mud season, where we'll have to deal with hopefully the last of all the mud. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually split up the units down here so we have a consecutive line. I don't really mind doing that for those units. I think eventually I'll probably even do that for more units and just keep them there on the line. That would allow me, like for example these guys, it will allow me to pull some unit off. I believe somebody asked me like, hey, where's the blue division? It's out here. Yeah, so it's in the middle of nowhere near Nibolochi or whatever. These guys won't be able to get in there either way. Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't cost me anything extra to move up, so I guess that's fine. I actually need Osinofets as an exporting port. If I can change, can I change it? I guess I can't. Maybe I need a depot on it. Probably I do. Let's just forget about it then. Alright, so that's that. Then we have the situation in here. What do I got? I do have the 35th Infantry Division, which is looking rather well. I'm gonna get these guys out. 35th in there. So those are part of the 10th. I'm gonna leave these guys there. I know it really sucks for those guys, but well, actually, the unit that needs to get out more is the 253rd. So let's see. Yeah. Because these guys are fine. They don't have enough forces, but can try to deal with that over time. Now, all of these guys should be under the 10th. The 16th Army seems to be fine here. They can even take one more unit, and I will. But they can get under the 10th, yeah, sure. Is fine as it is, so then that's what they're gonna have to deal with, and then I can technically put these guys over there, or I can switch them up as it is, but it's gonna rain, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 25th Motorized out, and these guys, they're gonna, I guess, go somewhere else. I'm putting them under the OKH. Like, I don't really need them up there because I don't need to push up there. I find this hard to believe, by the way. I won't be able to beat these guys for quite a long time. Yeah, they will have to get out of there on the next turn, but these guys will stay there as well. That means as of now putting you under the 10th, then at that point the 20th I'll take the motorized for now. It's a bit weird because then it doesn't fit, but I can change that on the next turn. And there. So then there's one unit left. You can also be put in the 20th. There we go. So now all of that is looking quite solid this way. I can move you back into Storitsa. Okay. That's going to be the 16th Army. It's looking quite well. The 4th Panzer Army, I actually want them into Staria Russa now. They're also doing fine. And then I have the 18th Army, which is slightly overburdened because of these breakups. But I'm gonna deal with that. They'll be fine. 18th Army. Let's go to 3rd Panzer. These guys are not doing well enough yet. G units here. They probably have to stay like that for a bit. But I'm gonna take out that mountain division, and that mountain division is gonna go south basically, so I'll actually send them over to Minsk for now. Okay. It's looking pretty good. Next, I want to put the 227th in there. I'm actually gonna remove Totenkopf as it is entirely from that area. And they're also gonna move south. I'm gonna move them out of there too, because these two will stay here in Mozhaisk. How is this motorized corps doing? They should probably be having more. Let's take a look, because this under the current conditions, I find what's going on here to be very weird. I mean, there's gonna be rain next turn. I don't know why they're kind of just like abandoning that. In a sense, it's a shame I cannot move any further. Because of reasons, but also don't know why I cannot move well into this. I guess it costs 4 from that position. None of these guys have enough fuel. I mean, the infantry does, but 4th Panzer can't get in there. Okay, well, I will keep it like that. We'll see how that goes. They'll stay there. They'll stay there. I'm 9th Army. Yeah, I can't really take that much more. I only need to send these guys out. I'm actually going to send them over to Kursk. They will not be able to get off of the rail line there. I'm going to send that infantry over up to 3rd Panzer Army. Because there are quite a few units here that, you know, need to do some stuff. I will have hardly any panzers over in there. You're gonna go to Belgorod. Oh, no, that was not what I wanted to do. You're gonna go into Kaluga for a refit. Now all of these guys can just stay there and do nothing. Besides some minor attacks here and there. There's not a whole lot I can do about it. The thing here is that I have a few units which are under the 4th Army. And I need to remove the armor from Orel. Right, so some of these units are actually relatively high in terms of TOE, except for the damaged units, which are going to need to recover and refit, but basically I will have them stacked near Kursk. And Like, many of these units are already reasonably fine. Not all of them, but like having those kind of odds, it's pretty reasonable. At the same time, I'll send these panzers over to Kursk, also for rest and refit. Over there. And I want to take a look at how Second Panzer is pretty big at this point. They can't really take a whole lot more. Yeah, that does bring me back to the south, really, as a start. 19 out of 27. So, not only do I want to take Das Reich. It's super silly to get them there by train, but I do think I will need to do that. These guys surely need to reorganize too. At the very least, I got 14th Panzer. I'm gonna need to do a soft attack. I'm kind of looking which units can fit the bill together. I will probably have to involve not the 215th. But it will involve Leibstandarte, probably. Where's that armor? 14th Panzer over here. And another unit, which I guess we don't really see at the moment. How are you? 85. So what I'm gonna do is once again reorganize these guys a bit, so that at least for the 6th Army that's also gonna look quite well. These are the last units, well I guess also 298th, that is not doing too well. So I'm gonna, I mean, they can't get into Kharkov, all of them. 2 of them can. I do think I can get all of them under 6th Army. No, I cannot. Need to abandon some. Well, let's do that then. So 29, so I can still only take one more unit. Or yeah, these guys have to go under the OKH2. Basically, once the I have one unit in reserve, I suppose, for these guys now. This is the 17th. and 17th. You have 8 and start here. How's it look now? I have these down here. LIX here. Basically just means that I have to give all this stuff to these guys. Because I'm a bit derpy like that. Bam. Alright, done. How good is this guy? Pretty good. How good is the other guy? Probably really bad. Eh. Want to have at least a... I mean, he has pretty bad morale and initiative. At least he has 7 infantry. This is a pretty good HQ then. About 6th Army is now all single file. There has to be a core here. That's the 30th. Let's pull you out. There are quite a few units there that are here that are in really bad shape. Not gonna lie. I'll give them the flak. Doesn't help much. That was, again, really costly. And it's quite sad that it had to be like that. But there ain't nothing I can do about it now. Okay, so that mountain core has practically nothing, but it's not as if I can do anything more about it. Now, as far as those mountain units are concerned, Like, these guys aren't even looking that bad. How powerful are they going to be? They're going to be at 4. It will allow me to pull out those 2 and just put these guys in there for now. Now they're at 3. That's fine. What I need to do at this point is let's get you to Voroshilovgrad to refit. Both of these guys should be on refit desperately. And I can only take out one of these guys at a time. But of course Deutschland is at 46. Let's pull them out. Obviously these guys don't get what they want immediately on the first turn, but I have to say Third Romanian and Cavalry Romanian Corps. Cavalry Romanian Corps is full. Really, with only cavalry? One there. Yes, they are. Interesting that quite a few of these guys have machine guns under their HQ, but this is pretty rough already. How is the 3rd Romanian Army doing? Refit, refit, you're going back in there to refit as well. 0.25, these guys are probably unready, yep. So I don't like this line, but I mean, not much to do about it for the moment with so much reorganization and things like that going on. We'll take care of it. Next up, I'm trying to get mostly infantry and or other kind of units like that in there. First things first though, what we got? Let's pull out Viking now that the weather is going to be such that allows me to reorganize. I can send 3rd Panzer over here. Same for these. So that gives me some relatively powerful units that are in reserve there already. And now that I have these extra, can pull out some more tanks. Can probably get one of these infantry divisions to move up to that motorized unit later on. but for the moment I'll have to deal with it. And okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have the 29th Motorized Corps as a unit for all of those extras, or at least plenty of them. The 24th, do we have anything, any support units assigned? They don't, but let's put them underneath there for now. Okay, so I have quite a powerful Panzer division, or a corps, motorized corps out there. Then this is the 46th over here. His corps now has nothing anymore. Unneeded. This motorized corps has a lot, so I'll let the 48th take over next turn. I guess it's indeed something to consider there. You have 12, you have 11, so that does mean actually that I'm one short. Should have checked that earlier. It does mean that these guys will be in a bit of a pickle. So let's help them that way. Alright. That means that the 2nd Panzer Army is looking pretty well. With these guys, it would be a little bit of an overburden, but then I can probably get units from the 2nd Panzer Army and then squeeze some other units in here. So, for example, if I get the 9th Corps and put them under the 4th Army there, that should already help. Because what that means is that the 2nd Army can take 9 more. You'll have to do that next turn for a bit. Because I cannot reorganize that properly at this point. No. Attacking has no use, attacking has no use, and neither does it have any use there. You're not refitted enough, and at Orel, these units are also not done. I'm taking out the Nord Division, and I'll be putting them over at Stalino. These guys are still having a pretty difficult time getting additional reinforcements, but that is okay. This is really weird, but we'll see where that takes me. They're gonna have to move some units even to deal with it. That's gonna be kind of weird for them. Yeah, I know that that wasn't too amazing. It's not bad, but I definitely need a lot more reorganization here. Oh, that's a lot of Hungarian units that got released. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna try and get them. All right. Let's deal with this first. So, I'm gonna need these units down there. yeah, I want to get the different core type units out as well, but I'm gonna let them go towards that area, so we'll see how far they can go. Do need to be able to see which unit's gonna move there. Guess they might not even make it to the Kiev region, but we'll see. Quite a lot of these are brigades. And that means it's going to be a bit tricky because brigades... Well, they're actually quite powerful with 10,000 men as a brigade. That's a lot. I could send them up through Minsk. And it's very likely that I'll have an army now. Yeah, second Hungarian army that gets to move. Let's see, we got these 2 units, and then this cannot move. We do have a security division. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send that security division over to the Soviet Union garrison so that I can potentially take something else out. But these will move by train up here. And most likely that's going to be it. Does not look like any of those other units are movable. Indeed they are not. So we got that 4th army there. That's pretty sweet though. Quite happy about that. Did send that 1 infantry unit up north, I believe, as well. And I'm shipping some units out. I should also be shipping these guys out. I'm gonna send them further down. Now I need to use the correct rail line because I don't have this here area in between yet. I guess I have that labor unit at Izium now, but I still need those 2 hexes unfortunately to make it through there. Now they still have to go around. You have not done anything. Oh. They're also going to refit, and I actually want to take 2nd Panzer away. I'm going to send those over to the south too. There's a lot of rail movement that I'm doing here, which is really bad for supplies, etc. But, you know, at some point I guess it's necessary, and I do have the time for it now, so... I am working on it. Let's take a look at these. So, for the next few turns, what's going to happen is I'm going to get this in the reserves. Training Panzer Battalion, Western Europe. Construction in Norway. And I got this infantry division going from Norway to the map, so I have to be careful. Let's take a look at the reserve here. So... There are a couple of support units. I can go to the map, nothing too fancy. And I don't need to send any more planes or anything else. Guess sending those guys, that's fine. I prefer the mountain unit. And let's take out those field guns too. No reason to keep them in Finland. 103, yeah, that's fine. Italy has only 3 too much. It's not really a whole lot. Those are all Panzer battalions. (106). But I can't take the 164th. Sadly. Let's get those Fallschirmjäger. And we'll leave it at that. And that should be fine. All the units here should be on refit too. Because even then they can still get supplies and stuff which they really need either way. Even though I'm transferring a whole bunch of men as well at this point. Yeah, so even though I'm not done with all the reorganization, things are moving along. I can actually go to the next turn here. Everything is turning into mod. Interestingly, indeed, this one hex. Well, they pushed me back here quite a bit too, because I used to be on the river, but when it froze, they pushed me back. So I was kind of like starting to dig in along the Oka, but I could not hold that position, unfortunately. We'll see how they deal with it, though. There's just 2 hexes too, which are on the other side of the river. It's unfortunate. I wonder how many units are going to try and pump in here to attack. Now with that mud, it's going to have to be pretty tough for them to get there. Either way. Which is quite interesting. Drill is also 16 points. I mean, that does not get me the victory right away. I mean, they must have a lot of units at Chula. Like, I cannot imagine them not having, at the very least, a triple stack. Or at least a fortress garrison, something like that. Or fortress, yeah. They are very weak though, but that doesn't take away the fact that all movement is severely restricted. Even 80,000 men cannot defeat these guys now. So I don't have to be that worried. I think, no matter how weak my units do seem to be now. Indeed, as long as I have something along that line, it's going to be nigh impossible for them to break through that. And it seems like they're already done, so that kind of works. The supply situation is still very severe too, but I would guess once most of my units have gotten quite a few of the troops back, that should alleviate the supply situation a little bit. Oh, they are trying to press through. That is interesting. Not quite sure what they'd want from that. Damn, it went from 2 to 3. Now I'll never break through there. That one stupid hex. I have to say I'm also a bit sad I don't have these 3 hexes here, or even this line, because this line would also be really nice as an ultimate defensive line. Unless I'm going to take Moscow, of course, but... there is no reason to assume that. I wonder if this constitutes a frozen river still. Up here I think it might. Which would be pretty crazy, like having these rivers still frozen in April like that. I was like, wow. We got a lot less men in there this time. We got some partisans and the US Roper and U-85. The Roper was an old 4-stack Wicks-class destroyer in the US Navy, later converted to a high-speed transport and redesignated ADP-20. The U-85 was a Type 7B boat, U-boat of Nazi Germany's Kriegsmarine. It was assigned to the 7th U-boat flotilla. During the night of April 13-14, 1942, the two vessels encountered each other in a deadly confrontation off the coast of the U.S. North Carolina. The U-85, while operating within visual distance of Bodie Island Light, was detected by the Roper. The boat attempted to run south on the surface and fired a stern torpedo at Roper when the range closed to 700 yards. Roper evaded the torpedo and the U-85 turned sharply to starboard when the range closed to 300 yards. Roper illuminated the U-boat with her searchlight and observed men on deck near the gun, whose firing arc had just been cleared by the course change. Roper rigged U-85 with machine gun fire and scored a hit with a 30-inch 50 caliber gun. She then dropped a pattern of 11 depth charges where U-85 had disappeared beneath the surface. The Roper attempted a rescue at daylight, but there were no survivors. The U.S. Roper was the first American ship to sink a U-boat. Note the picture of the USS Roper and USS Talbot. Alright. The river is still frozen, I think. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, it is. Hmm. 49th Army. Okay, they seem to be quite defensible there. 3.3, 66. They can't be getting a whole lot of stuff. But we'll see. They did abandon this. And this hex. So I'll certainly just straight up move into those hexes. If it suits me, I will do that. Alright. I wanna... Let's check the time here. Yeah, the time is pretty much up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do consider leaving a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, see you then. Bye-bye.